Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. Today's story time, in my opinion, is a pretty crazy one. I hope you guys enjoy this. Today's story time is about the time that me and my friends got into a car accident, and then I almost got arrested. You're probably wondering, Austin, how is that even possible? Well, I'm going to tell you about it. Hope you guys enjoy the story time. Leave a like on the video if you guys do, and yeah, let's jump into this. So the story time takes place about a year ago, okay? I was hanging out with 3 friends of mine, driving around in my friend's car. Now, my friend just bought this car. It was a brand new SUV, and it was like a new year and everything. Like, it was one of the newest models of that SUV. I can't even remember what specific car it was, but I do remember that it was pretty nice. It was like fairly expensive, and it was definitely a very, very, very nice car for somebody's first car. And I can't lie, I was a little bit skeptical. Now, my friend was a great driver. I was just being really anxiety filled, and I was hoping that nothing happened to the car because even though he was a great driver, like having a really nice car as your first car can either go really good or, not so good. So yeah, for the most part, the first month of him owning it was great, but on this day, sadly, that had to change. So me and my friends are driving around in my friend's car. He's blasting music. He's just driving around. We had no destination. We were literally just driving around aimlessly, just kind of enjoying the fact that my friend got a new car. And we were just enjoying the fact that this was like the one day we could finally all hang out together. Like, all of my friends have really, really, really long jobs with really weird hours. So finding a day where we can all hang out together was a pretty rare sight to see. So the fact that we were able to all hang out was great. And yeah, like I said, most of the day of just driving around aimlessly was great. I was having a lot of fun. And then nighttime came along, okay? So it got to be dark out, and my friend was on this back road going a little bit over the speed limit. Now, he wasn't intentionally speeding. I just think he wasn't aware of how fast he was going. And it's not like he was criminally speeding. He was going like maybe 10 over the speed limit, but still, like, he had no idea. And yeah, we're driving down this country road. It's really dark, late at night. And all of a sudden, a deer flies out in front of us, right? Like, just runs out in front of us. And my friend slams the brake, and we just barely stop, like, no joke, an inch away from hitting this deer. And it just stares at us, like deer in the headlights, staring at us with this creepy, just horrifying face of just like, hey, did you almost just hit me, dude? And my friend's like, yo, that was close. And I'm like, yeah, like, be careful for the rest of the night. Like, seriously, there's mad deer on this road. Be careful. So after that, the deer runs off. We put the car back in drive, and my friend keeps driving. And at this point, we were all kind of on edge because we thought that there was, like, nothing that could hurt us. But then after that little bit of a scare, we were pretty nervous about an accident possibly happening. So my friend gets off the country roads and gets on this main highway back towards the city. And at this point, I'm thinking, like, okay, we're on a highway, like, a lot faster now. But at least my friend is more on alert, and this time, like, maybe he'll be just more cautious about what's around him. Because he wasn't really paying attention before. When that deer ran out, he could have stopped a lot sooner, but he stopped last minute. So anyway, we're on the highway, and of course, couldn't just have a normal highway experience, alright? So around this time, there was ice on the roads and snow, because it was wintertime almost. So at all times in this area, you should probably go like 5 to 10 under the speed limit when there's a lot of ice or snow on the road. And my friend was going like 5 over the speed limit, and I don't know what happened. He just hit like a patch of black ice or something, so he couldn't see it. And he started to lose control of the car, and that's when I got terrified, because losing control of the car that fast on a highway with ice and snow all over it, like, terrifying. Luckily, my friend had a dry patch on the road. He wasn't on the ice anymore, and he slammed on the brakes and was able to get control of the car, but he had to stop in the middle of the highway to get control of the car. And when he finally stopped, a car behind us wasn't fast enough at stopping, so they rear-ended him, and we got into an accident. Now, immediately, me and my friends are all looking at each other, making sure we're okay. We're all asking if we're all good. We all were. That's really good. And my friend in this car behind us pulled over to the side of the road. We all got out of the car. They got out of the car behind us. We all walked up to each other, checked on each other, made sure everything was good. The people were actually really chill about it. They understood that the roads were shitty and that it was an accident. And yeah, overall, like, it was a very civil experience. But of course, when I was getting out of the car, my phone fell out in the middle of the highway. And I'm like, shit, I have to grab my phone. I'm not leaving it in the middle of the highway because a car's going to run it over. And if a car runs over my phone, I won't have a phone anymore, and I need my phone. So I wait till there's no cars in sight, and I start running over to the middle of the highway. I grab my phone, and I run back. And FYI, don't run in the middle of the highway like I did. That's not a smart thing to do. It's not safe whatsoever. But yeah, I got my phone, I run back to the side of the road, and me and all my friends and these people in this car are just sitting on the side of the road, just waiting for the police to show up so that they can assess the situation, and we can all leave or have my friend's car towed or whatever would happen, right? We're just waiting for the police. And the police pull up like 5 minutes later, and one of them walks up to our group. There's 2 of them. One of them walks up to us, and he goes, hey, which one of you was just running in the street? And I was so confused on how he knew that. Like, there were no cars around when I did that whatsoever. So I put my hand up and I was like, it was me. I was getting my phone out of the middle of the road. And he goes, it was you? You were running in the middle of the highway? And I was like, yeah. He goes, you ran in the middle of the highway. I was like, yes, I did. And he goes, turn around. And I was like, what? And he goes, turn around, put your hands behind your back. And I was like, what? And I turn around, I put my hands behind my back, like in shock. And he goes, you're under arrest. I was like, for what? He's like, for running in the middle of the highway. You can get charged for that. And I was like, shit, I'm sorry. And he goes, that's how bad this could have been if I was a dickhead. And he turns me back around. He's like, you're not under arrest, but seriously, don't do that again. And I was so relieved. I was so shocked when he said that. I really thought for a brief moment that I was going to get completely arrested and just thrown in jail for running in the middle of the highway. But then he was like, yeah, I'm just messing around with you, but seriously, like, don't do that again. Somebody called in, not even for the accident. Someone called and reported somebody running in the middle of the highway. Like, that's a safety hazard. And I was like, wait, what? Someone called? They saw me? He's like, yeah, somebody saw you when they were driving by and they called in. And that made no sense to me because literally nobody drove by. Maybe on like one of the other roads someone could have saw me, but like that just still shocked me. I didn't see anybody in sight. I thought I was completely in the clear and that nobody saw me whatsoever. But he was like, yeah, someone saw you, they called it in. Like, this isn't even for the accident that I got called in for. There's a whole nother car here showing up for that, but since we're here, like, we'll help you. So yeah, after that, another police car showed up, the one that we originally called, and these other ones were there because of someone calling on me. And yeah, these police officers helped us, they helped the other people, everybody exchanged information and stuff. And yeah, sadly, my friend's car had to get towed to a mechanic for further evaluation. And I'm no car expert, but based on looking at my friend's car and the back of it and how messed up it looked, I had a feeling that the mechanic was going to tell him that his car was totaled. And sure enough, the next day, we're all hanging out at my friend's house, and my friend receives a call from the mechanic, basically telling him if he wants to fix what's wrong with it, it's going to cost more than to just buy a new one. And yeah, long story short, my friend had to get a whole new car. He actually got the same car again, but this time around, he was a lot more careful, and he drove super safe, and he still has it to this day, which is very good. But yeah, it was just a crazy, scary, and ridiculous situation. And yeah, I was just shocked. Like, I can't lie, I've ran in the highway twice in my life, and each time I had a cop tell me that I could get arrested for it. So, moral of this story is drive safe and don't ever run in the middle of the highway. I mean, those two things are obvious, but still, like, don't ever do that stuff. But yeah, guys, I thought this story time was pretty crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Please leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy this story time. And yeah, feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Peace out.
Butterfly in the doors, make them all go. 30K in my face, I still don't show. You talking down when you looking up and I'm like, what's up? You talking down when you looking up and I'm like, what's up? They leave me out for the dead and now they know they're fucked. All my texts are on red, that's how